Hi everyone, Martin Gaffrey here, fresh off doing the commentary with Stephanie Case for the European major of the UTMB World Series, the HOKA Valle de Arán by UTMB. Let's relive some of the highlights of the three main races of the last event of the UTMB World Series held in Spain. What an incredible weekend it has been in the heart of the Catalan Pyrenees with spectacular landscapes, outstanding performances, and unforgettable moments. This sixth edition of the HOKA Valle de Arán by UTMB brings together 7,500 runners from 91 nations in the valley of Valle de Arán. With over 30% of the region lands raising above 2,000 meters, the area offers a unique experience for mountain lovers, capturing the true essence of the Pyrenees. Beginning in Salardu, the PDA Pérez de Egua is a 55-kilometer mountain challenge with 3,300 meters of elevation gain. The route leads through the heart of Miao Yao before reaching Colomiers, the largest glacial lake circuit in the Pyrenees. A perfect blend of alpine trails, crystal clear lakes, and dramatic mountain scenery, the race reveals the wild beauty of the Valle de Arán in a compact yet demanding adventure. Amongst the women's favorite, the PDA features some of the great Spanish talents. Nuria Gil Clapera is amongst the favorites after finishing second in the 50K of Arkovic Trition earlier this season. American runner Helen Minot-Faulkner also lines up as one of the leading contenders. With a UTMB index of 763, she arrives in strong form following her runner-up finish at the Mute earlier this year. And the highest-ranked athlete in the field is Sara Alonso. With an impressive UTMB index of 801, she starts as the woman to beat after back-to-back fourth-place finishes at OCC in 2024 and 2025. In the men's field, the race looks highly competitive with 4 runners ranked above 900 on the UTMB index. Spanish runner Alan Santamaria Blanco, winner of the ETC in 2025, will be looking to deliver a home victory for the Spanish crowd. Kenyan runner Robert Kemoy, with a 919 UTMB index, also lines up as a strong contender after an impressive 5th place at Zegama Escori earlier this season. But the main favorite is Italian runner Luca Del Pero with a UTMB index of 925, who starts as the man to beat despite a complicated start of his season marked by several injuries. At the start, it was nice and cool, like slightly overcast. It's perfect running conditions, and that's probably going to help as well. Lower the times. Here we go. We have our men's leader past, as you were saying, past the highest point and now coming down. And I don't know about you, Steph, but like these don't seem like trails I've seen before. So this might be some of the new images that we're getting on this course. So led by Anthony Felbert, followed by Robert Penboy.
I think he's running with real momentum right now. I mean, not only on the course, but in general in his race. And as we can see there, it is a close pack at the front. The top 3 runners are really running very close together.
Yeah, and take that back. Robert Penboy is in the lead. So Anthony Felbert fell back, so maybe they did take a wrong turn or something. But anyway, these 3 gentlemen are all together. we had Anthony Felbert on your screen, who seemingly was doing something with his pack a little bit as he was going, and then Luca Del Pero going through. Alan Santamaria not stopping at the aid station. Interesting. Some of the runners have a bit of a different strategy, but you know, the sun is out and it's going to get hotter and hotter. So especially on that section, which is quite exposed on that 4-wheel drive track, I think Luca Del Pero has heaps of experience, and he chose to invested a few seconds into refilling his flasks, and I believe that is a very smart move. Look at that climb.
Cool. Top men. Now this is the second climb of the race. It's a short climb. We have the first big climb, the climb near the end. This is the short middle climb, but it is punchy.
Here we go. Our lead woman, Sara Alonso, representing Team Asics. Here we go. A bit of a replay. Oh! So we had missed it. Wow, that is like 4 steps on the hands before the knees touch the ground. That is skills.
And there we go, looking at that final little bit of a climb on the men's side. I was wondering why he was keeping his poles out, but it's because we still have that last sharp ascent before the descent, and then a long runnable stretch of flat. And here we can see on the left-hand side of your screen, we have Sara Alonso coming through the checkpoint, making sure to drain her flask before she refills. This is going to be a quick transition. And there we go. She's off.
The middle on that climb. I don't know if this was part of the plan to really put an attack here at this point. And he knows that course so well. He's not even done with the climb. He's already putting the poles away, only a few meters, and then drop down. That is optimized. This is perfectly handled by the French runner. And look at him go down that track. It is super steep, and he's making it look so smooth.
You cannot take your eyes off the trail when you are going down terrain like this. So the top men are now on the second descent of this course, and that is our second place woman here now on the screen. So we've had a switch up. That's Juana from Romania in second place. But wow, look at him move now. He's going to try to gain some ground that he lost on those climbs. Look at him open up on this flat, very runnable section.
That's not only open up, but he is moving back in first place. Robert Painboy is just making a statement here with Anthony Felbert, even though, you know, we had a pretty strong reference on a half marathon, so he has wheels, but Robert Painboy is like, you might be faster on those climbs with your sticks, but I am moving faster than you on those rolling sections. And we're going to have quite a bit of them as well in that second part of the PDA. Woo, Steph, that's what we're in for.
Sara Alonso, our leading women, continuing to push, also without poles, but not looking like she is struggling nearly as much as Robert was without the poles. She is pushing.
Yeah, we know her well enough.
And we've had a switch up again on the men's side. So Robert Pemboy is doing a bit of a leapfrog with Anthony Felbert. They are shifting back and forth. Anthony is not willing to give up that first place.
Who are running in third, fourth, and fifth all together. But they can't be too far back because Anthony and Robert were just on that section about a minute and a half ago at most. So everything is still pretty compact in the top 5 in the men's race at least.
Sara Alonso really taking the lead from about 2 hours into this course. We are now 3 hours and 46 minutes in, showing an incredibly strong day, but being chased down by Juana Madalena Amaray, who is also chasing down the men from Romania. She is coming off of a win.
Anthony Felbert and Robert Kemoy, both first and second, going back and forth, but definitely neither of them has managed to pull away from the other. So we'll keep our eyes.
Oh no! This is Robert Kemoy. It looks like he's taken a fall. Oh shoot!
Are you okay?
He's either taken a fall or he's got a cramp, but he is sitting by the side of the trail. This is not good news.
Clearly, both gentlemen were ahead, leading in first and second, and yeah, this is a confirmation. Now we've got both Alan Santamaria and Gianluca Giano, who have gone through RTS, and then no sign of Anthony Felbert, and we have had images of Robert Painboy on the ground. Wow, the cards have been reshuffled, and we're back on the RTS 8 station. So who do we get here coming through? And it is not Anthony Felbert. It is Luca Del Pero. Wow. Something has happened. Something has happened to Anthony as well, and I really don't know what it could have been. Luca Del Pero in third, and assuming that they spend about the same time at the aid station, Anthony Felbert would now be sitting in fourth, about 20 seconds back from Luca Del Pero. Yeah, Sara Alonso is almost at the bottom of that descent. One more dive onto the steeper single tracks, and also the change between the light and the shade is also sometimes playing tricks on the runners.
Oh no, we've got another
Again.
fall from Sara. She is really just a specialist at falling and rallying. We've heard about the puke and rally. Sara does the fall and rally.
Crash and rally. Look at that.
Is catching up to her. I know. I'm just.
She sure is. Like, she is holding.
Whoa.
She's really running aggressively now, and she's on the same flat sections. I feel like there's gonna be. It's probably then gonna be down to a minute. 90 seconds top when they're gonna get to the RTS aid station. That's gonna be a bit of a news for Sara Alonso.
So looking at the men's side, we actually have Alain Santamaria Blanco clocking through in fourth at that last checkpoint. And I was right. He is 5 minutes back from Gianluca Guiano. He's coming through about 3 minutes behind Anthony Felbert, who is in third. Luca Del Pero has shot into first. Our fan favorite is actually delivering.
Luca Del Pero, and he's gone through the highest point of the race and is dropping down on the other side. He is now on the right side of the mountain, making his way to Vieja, and we're waiting to have the splits of the next runners, but it looks like he's going to open quite a bit of ground.
Almost
That
too
is
relaxed.
impressive.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I would be this relaxed if I were him. Given what's happened in the race, given the switch-ups that we've seen, given how close the men's field has been, I don't know if I'd be running as relaxed as he is, but I gotta give him kudos. Gianluca Guiano in second, so the two Italians really going for it. But he was 5 minutes back behind Luca Del Pero at the last checkpoint. There's Luca on the right side of the screen. Okay, so we have just under a kilometer in between first and second place. That is not possible to make up at all. Del Pero is running to the first place to win this 55K course.
There we go.
A nice surprise for him, or he was just playing us all, because this was an incredibly strong performance. As you say, you know, he used his tactics well. He kind of came up from further behind. He saved it in his legs. He knew that he could climb well. He knew that he could descend well. And he is now running to the finish. Incredibly smooth, making it look way too easy.
Yeah, man.
Woo! Here we go. Let's give it up for Luca Del Pero from Italy, our winner on the men's side of the 55K PDA race. Congratulations, Luca. And at the end,
Here we go. Make it to the line. And there we go.
Oh, what a fantastic race. What a fantastic finish.
Oh, yeah. It's not his first rodeo. And rings the bell, crosses the line, and celebration with Gianluca and Luca Del Pero. These gentlemen know each other, race each other, and certainly appreciate one another.
Sara Alonso, she now has a 4-minute lead over Juana Emirai from Romania. And then in third, we've got Nuria Hilkapler.
While, wow, Yona is now going absolutely all out.
Whoa.
She's taking risks here. Like, hopefully she's fueling, but we're in for a race. I don't know if she can close 4 minutes, but we can, like, thank you for like the realization for these kind of side-by-side shots, because we can clearly see the difference in pace between these two women. Look at that.
And this must be Nuria.
Yeah, it's Nuria.
Yeah.
And she is right there too.
Yeah.
Like she is literally 150 meters behind Joanna. We have 300 meters. So there we go. That's making me lie big time. This is only 300 meters where we clocked 500 meters between Joanna and Sara Alonso. Now Joanna is going full throttle, almost overshot that turn. Man, she is going to go hard all the way to the finish. But it's so good that, her family is always out to celebrate those big moments in an athlete's career. Ladies and gentlemen, Sara Alonso taking the win at the 2026 PDA. Ring that bell, girl. She wants that tape.
Finish tape. Let's go. The finish line is ahead. Look forward. Here we have our second place in PDA, Valle de Arán by UTMB. Juana Madalena Amaray from Romania. This is our second place woman. It's time to smile now. You've made it.
55K, 3,300 meters of gain. And there we go. A little kiss to the less than 1-year-old baby. And with a bright smile on her face.
Nuria Clapera, the mom of a 1-year-old, finishing in third. Incredibly competitive race. Whoa!
And this is why she was looking back. Nayara Irigoyen coming in fourth place, less than 10 seconds behind. Woo!
I told you that the women's field was going to be tight. It is a closer race than the men's field. That is not something we normally see. And that speaks to the level of competition, the depth, the range of these women.
Finally, the Italian. Luca Del Pero made a decisive move on the final climb to Sante d'Estuncio before sealing the victory on the last descent into Vieja. His compatriot Gianluca Giano secured an Italian 1-2 finishes less than 4 minutes behind. French runner Anthony Felbert completed the podium 2 minutes later. In the women's race, despite falling twice, Alonso held a 3-minute lead over the Romanian until the finish in Vieja. Yoda Manalina Amaray came across the line in second place, resisting Nuria Gil Clapera's strong comeback, who completed the podium in Vieja just a few seconds ahead of Nayara Irigoyen in fourth. From Bessos to Vieja, the Camins d'Air follows the final 110 kilometers of the VDA, crossing some of the most remote and rugged landscape in the Valle de Arán and featuring 6,400 meters of elevation gain. The route leads runners through historic mine sites, mountain passes, crystal clear lakes, waterfalls, and rushing rivers. Blending natural beauty with the valley's industrial heritage, the race offers a unique journey where the traces of the past meet the untamed landscape of the high mountains. Let's begin with the women's race on the CDH with a strong field of international athletes. Spanish runner Claudia Tramps, with a UTMB index of 752, will be looking to shine on the trails of the Valle de Arán. Norwegian athlete Mary Klakke Fenre also returns after finishing fourth last year in a 50K. With a UTMB index of 785, she arrives in strong form following her second place in the 100K at the Grand Raid Ventoux by UTMB earlier this season. But the clear favorite amongst them is Miao, with an impressive UTMB index of 822. The Chinese runner and two-time reigning OCC champion returns to Valle de Arán by UTMB after winning last year's 50K race. On the men's side, the field is dense and highly competitive, with several strong contenders lining up for the CDH 100K. With a UTMB index of 886, Marcos Ramos Gonzalez, known as a highly versatile athlete, will be on the start line. Spanish runner Julen Calvo Vigara will also be in contention for the win after a strong second place in the 100K at the Trail 100 Andorra by UTMB. But at 41 years old, Romanian runner Raul Octavio Butacci stands out as the clear favorite with an impressive UTMB index of 915.
And there we go. The runners are off. Now, what we saw this morning, if you were following along, unsurprisingly, Miao was leading early on with Claudia Tramps and Camille Lascreyer following behind on pretty much on the first climb. On the men's side, there was quite a pack. The top 5 men were running pretty closely together, with Gauthier Boncaret, Abel Carretero, Remy Bressac, and Mathis Leray all running together. And first we have Julian Calvo Viguera from Spain, and in second we have Abel Carretero from Spain as well. They are being chased down by Gauthier Boncaret from France. So you can see on the left a bit of an overview of the course. He is coming up to the top of the second to last climb. Now, you can see there, it showed a little graph of the gradient that we have Abel currently running in second, coming up to. So he's now hitting a bit of a, I say, quote unquote, flatter section.
Also, the fresh water on your face, it just gives you a new lease on life. And I usually tell myself I'm restarting.
There we have in the yellow, that's Gauthier Carrer. I keep pronouncing his name the Spanish way because I'm in Spanish mode, but he is French.
Well, I'll pronounce it in the Aussie way.
Perfect. And there we go. So I think that's actually Gauthier now passing Abel, because Abel, yep. So we now have Gauthier and Abel running kind of together in second. Maybe Gauthier will now pull ahead. Getting a nice overview of the course. You can see the distance between Julian and Gauthier. Wow. Julian in first and Gauthier now having moved into second ahead of Abel.
On the screen here, is this...
Yao Miao. Yeah, this is
Nice.
Yao Miao. I have started clapping. You might have heard the intake of breath if you're sitting at home. We have images of our first place women. I am just so excited by what Yao Miao is doing here. A Sunto athlete, just absolutely phenomenal. She is chasing down the top men. And that isn't something that you always see in a very technical, very gnarly race like this. Now, Yao Miao is currently running 9th scratch, very, at least through the last checkpoint, she was very close to the 8th male. So, again, absolutely phenomenal. First women, we are 8.5 hours into this race, and she does not look like she is slowing down one bit. Now, here we have some images of the checkpoint of Gauthier Boncaret from France. He's come through Colomers about 12 minutes, 13 minutes almost, behind Julian Calvo Viguera. So a good, I would say a comfortable gap that Julian now has in first, but Gauthier has done quite well. Again, we saw him passing Abel earlier on. Abel Carretero from Spain was looking like he was struggling a little bit, and that gave the opportunity for Gauthier to come into the lead. Into the lead being second, I mean, the lead of the two. Yeah, on our screen here, running in third. So he's dropped back from second. But now it looks like he's got a little bit more kick in his step than he did earlier. Perhaps it was just those climbs that were kind of draining him. He's now on a much more runnable section. It seems to be suiting him better. Yao Miao, she has moved up to 6th. We saw her earlier on near the beginning part of the race. She was as high as 7th. She dropped back down to 10th, and then she was sitting in 9th, always in the top 10 overall. But now she has moved up to 6th. And she has got 9 minutes at the last checkpoint on the 7th place man. So this isn't just a squeaker. She is running so well. Julian Calvo was extremely upset. Speaking with one of the marshals, the race committee has issued a 1-hour penalty for breaching the race regulations regarding unauthorized assistance. Okay, so even if it's in an aid station, you can only get personal assistance at the authorized aid stations by one person, and he got help from 2. And so in accordance with the race rules, this carries a 1-hour penalty. Okay, so here we have on the screen Gauthier Boncader from France in second. He's looking over at Julian Calvo Vigara sitting there on his phone, probably wondering what the heck is going on. You know, Julian has to sit there. That's part of the medicine. You have to sit there and watch all of the runners that you have been leading just pass you by as you watch the clock tick down. That is painful. And you know what? This is a mistake that he is never going to make again. This is a mistake he is never going to make again.
I have goosebumps, honestly, and I feel like we've been following him for a few hours now, and he's been flying along, and
my bowels have turned to liquid. I mean, you might have goosebumps, but my digestive system is completely gone. Runners. Now we are back with Miao Yao, the first woman running at a blazingly fast pace.
Oh my God.
The entire day through this 100-kilometer race. The question is not whether she will win, how fast and how many men she will beat in the process. Miao, she seems to be struggling. She's been in the checkpoint now for over 6 minutes, you know, continually putting in eye drops and putting a cloth over her eyes. I'm wondering if she's having the vision problems that I was speaking about earlier. If that is the case, it's quite a strange thing. I've only had it happen to me once, but it's like Vaseline is covering your eyes, so you can still see, you can still run, but you do get kind of obstructed, blurry vision. Okay, this is Alexandra Cassin-Ferrier. So this is our kind of magical unicorn second place woman who has been chasing Miao in the 100K and just having an absolutely phenomenal day. Now you can see between first and second man on the 100-kilometer race, we have 1.75 kilometers. That is a very comfortable distance. We will not see a change up barring any kind of major disaster. We will not see a change up in the rankings. And there we have on the screen our third place, Mathis Leray with Team Mizuno from France. Quite a bit back. There's a good gap there. Here he comes into the finish line in Vieja. Let's go! And this is the winner of our 100K race at Valle de Arán by UTMB. This gorgeous historic course that goes over these mining areas. He wants the crowds to wish him. I've got my cowbell. Let's go! That is the winner.
He raises his arms.
He has won. He has rung the bell. This second place finish is yours. Let's get out the cowbell. Here we go.
That smile says it all. He's grinning from ear to ear, and well deserved. He dug deep today and he crossed that finish line in a great pace. Second place here today at the Valle de Arán by UTMB 100K. But he's going to be standing on the podium at a European major against a very strong field. Great day out there for him. He showed his strength on the climbs and was very all day. He has come across in third place and he looks absolutely spent.
Now she is holding on, still running incredibly strong, but suffering from these vision problems. She took quite a bit of time at that checkpoint before she went on the final climb, as we saw, about 10 minutes, maybe even over 10 minutes. Not something we had seen at any point during the rest of the day. She has continued to push the pace. Let's give a little bit of cheer for our winner of the 100K race, Miao. 8th scratch. Absolutely phenomenal performance. And here she comes into the final stretch. Woo! Hands up.
Hands in the air, celebrating. Yes, Miao. Amazing run she's had here today. Oh, she looks absolutely stoked.
Miao.
She in her class and absolutely smashed it. Where's the cowbell? Come on, Steph.
Let's go. I'm ringing it.
Yay!
I'm ringing it just alongside her. Wow, she really deserved that win today. But Marie Klægg Fenra from Norway, she is our defending champion. And she is cresting that final climb before she joins Alexandra Casson-Ferrier on the descent. So a pretty good gap there as well. No chance of catching her.
Alexandra Casson-Ferrier for her first 100K. Not the easiest one, maybe one of the tougher in the Europe. After 14 hours, she last finish line and she can ring the bell.
Let's go! Oh, it's an emotional finish for Alexandra Casson-Ferrier from France. I'm ringing the bell with her.
Oh, the tears, for sure.
Absolute congratulations and smiles all around for Marie Klegging-Fenra from Norway. She is on the final stretch. This is our defending champion. Third place here today behind some stellar performances by Miao and Alexandra. Wow! Congratulations, Marie. You've done it. Let's ring that bell. Oh.
In the men's race, Gauthier Boncarrère took the lead and held on to claim the victory in Vieja. Abel Carretero and Mathis Leray completed the podium. Dominant from start to finish despite struggling with vision problem, the Chinese runner claimed another victory in Vieja, crossing the line in 8th place overall. French runner Alexandra Casson-Ferrier secured 2nd place, less than 1 hour behind. Last year's winner Marie Klegging-Fenra completed the podium, meaning all 3 women's podium finisher placed within the top 20 overall. Starting and finishing in Vieja, the VDA Tour de la Valle de Arán covers 163 kilometers with 10,000 meters of elevation gain, taking runners through demanding terrain across wild valleys, abandoned mines, and mountain lakes. The race offers panoramic views of the Pyrenees' most iconic mountain range, while immersing participants in Aranese culture, taking them on a journey through the valleys past and present. For the longest format of the Valle de Arán by UTMB, athletes will have to battle it out for victory. Slovak runner Lenka Polakova, with an UTMB index of 716 and strong experience on long and technical Pyrenean courses, is amongst the favorites. Arroasio will also be on the start line, arriving in excellent form following her victory at the 100-mile of Canyons endurance run by UTMB and her 2nd place in the 100K at Arc of Attrition by UTMB earlier this year. Polish runner Katarzyna Dąbrowska stands out as the favorite after winning the Oceania Major UTA 100 at HOKA Australia by UTMB. In the men's race, Spanish runner Luis Ruiz Oyer, an experienced athlete, will be on the start line after racing at the Lavaredo Austral by UTMB less than a week ago. Following his victory at the Bariloche by UTMB 100K in Argentina, Santos Gabriel Rueda arrives as another strong contender for the win with a UTMB index of 861. But after battling health issues, French runner Benya Marmisol made a winning return by taking the victory in the 100-mile at the Ultra Stodonia by UTMB. With an impressive UTMB index of 903, he lines up as the main favorite of the race.
Let's go!
Oh my gosh. They're off, everyone. The 100-mile. They're underway. Hundreds of runners surge away from the start line. They're full of excitement and adrenaline. And this is the best they're going to feel all day as they are in for one hell of a challenge. It's a very long day out there and night as they head into the Pyrenees and make their way out of town and up into the mountains. Wow, this is incredible, and huge shout out to the guys who are out there with the GoPros and the cameras bringing this live stream to life. We can see Brent Pachu, our lead male, is sending it across the top of this mountain, and what a ridgeline that is. Absolutely incredible, and I hope he's looking up and taking in the scenes.
Now, off from the start, we had Katarzyna Dąbrowska from Poland, leading right from the get-go. Extremely strong. She's coming off of a win at Ultra Trail Australia, also a world major, and heading off, followed by Arroasio, who is a little bit older, which I'm very excited about. I like to mention that. She's 47, and she has been holding in second. And we haven't really seen a shift overnight. Those are still
holding.
Placings, on first and second. We have seen a switch in the third place. It was, I I believe it was Sandro Coelho Capistros, who was in third yesterday when we left you. Now let's look on the men's side. Santos Gabriel Rueda, who's a fan favorite, who we have been following. I believe he was second last year. We knew that he would be up near the start, but Benyat Marmasol was the favorite coming in, and he's unfortunately withdrawn overnight.
So as we have this split screen of the top men and top women here, so Sagareda on the left, and then on the right was Cartagena, and
she is taking her time at the ace. I mean, I said it's good if she takes time, but she is sitting down now for a fair chunk of time. So it's something for us to keep our eye on.
oh wow, that. Whew. It's going to be a tough finish. Yeah, trying to check in.
Messaging her partner to see if we can get any intel on what was going on through that transition. Saga absolutely not losing any momentum over this technical terrain. He was keeping us on our toes as we saw him. Teo Soriano, and has now put in, we're guessing, around 10 minutes from second place. So pretty exciting. We saw images of Teo on the screen, who was coming up to that dam section, running along that dam section. You can see there the dam is ahead, but Teo he's moving well, but maybe a little bit of a slower cadence than what we saw in Saga. So, this is a tough moment, folks. I mean, we are now privy to this is rock bottom, I would say, the lowest moment we've at least seen for Kesha. She's got to be battling in her head, what do I do? How do I get the strength to continue? She's on a 16-kilometer climb, a 17-kilometer climb.
That is a long stretch.
And she still has 45K left to go in this race. So she's leading. She's leading by a ton, but she's not done yet. There's still a third of this race left to go, and she's clearly struggling.
And he said, it looks like she's found motivation and she is back on track. Sometimes, this is the internal dialogue, and if you can spin it into a positive, she's back, and she's back with a purpose.
Yep, she's continuing to move. Even these elites who are doing incredible things, breaking course records, coming top 10 scratch, they're human and they do suffer and struggle too. And we're seeing this with Kesha.
So here, interesting, we do now have this split, and it is 15 minutes between Sagareda and Teo Soriano. The move has been made by the Argentinian runner, and it didn't look like he was pushing the pace. He was just, like I said, consistently moving across technical terrain, and just like that, on that section, put quarter of an hour on the French runner, currently sitting in second place and not looking bad at all. He got some water, went in there, looked for the food that he felt he needed, and then he's back out running on that kind of douche grade climb. So he's nowhere near done.
Come up, and you can see the split between Saga and Teo. There's now 2.35 kilometers between them.
From Spain, Aroa Sio. The images show that she is running well, making good use of her poles, and it looks like all the lights are green for Arasio, which means the way she's moving now, she will be closing a lot on Katarzyna Dąbrowska, and the battle for first is still very much happening. Surely but slowly, she is progressing towards the finish line. And these are images we are super happy to see.
Yep.
She's back.
Sure. She is back, and the race is on.
Look at that. He is absolutely flying on that section. And I think we should keep an eye on the splits.
Yep.
Because our third place male coming from French Polynesia, Delby Villa Gongora, is, he's striding it out.
And that climb is just unrelenting. Straight up the mountain, steep incline, no switchbacks. This is what you face when you come to run the trails in the Pyrenees.
You can see here on the right-hand side of your screen, Teo Soriano from France. but still moving with an intention. We saw him at the aid station in RTS. Spirits were high. He was confident he was going to make it, and he's still trucking forward.
Okay, back here with our leading woman with Kasia. She is moving really slowly right now. I wonder if this is part of the sleepiness that Maciek was referring to. Of our second place women, Aurora Sio, still moving very well. She's on a little plateau in the midst of this 16, 17 kilometer climb. Now we see here Sega coming to the top of that final climb of the 100-mile race. He has really shown such strength across the ascents, the descents, the flats. There really hasn't been a moment where we've seen him on camera show any little bit of a weakness. This is just an incredibly strong and versatile athlete.
And look at him, just in full confidence, putting the poles away now and starting that descent. And look at this on the left-hand side of your screen. Saga is now tiptoeing into the town of Yela, tiptoeing into victory. Oh, look at that. He's broken into a smile. The celebration is there. And the official song is playing. He's going to ring that bell.
That's the celebration that I was hoping that we would see. I mean, just pure joy.
We see the flag from Lionel Messi.
He's being absolutely tackled before he gets to the finish line. This is our men's winner of the 100-mile race at Valle de Arán by UTMB. Sega Rueda. My goodness. Santos Gabriel Rueda. Congratulations. You are the winner.
What an absolute legend. And look at that. I don't know if that was on purpose, but all the flags up high are flying light blue. Side running in second place, Teo Soriano. And then in third on right-hand side of your screen on the way up the last climb is Delby Villa Gongora from French Polynesia. Our Frenchie Teo Soriano, meters away from the finish line. This is going to be a day to remember. He's getting the poles at his freaking celebration, throwing everything out of the window.
He's like, I don't need my gear anymore. I am done. Let's get rid of the poles. I am finished and I am second place. Let's get our cowbell out.
Professor is ringing recess. Make some noise. Let's celebrate for Delby Villa Gongora.
Coming in to the finish, wow, our third place man, Eto, the warrior from French Polynesia, as he's referred to in the Tahitian press, stopping his watch there and ringing that bell. Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, Katarzyna Dąbrowska is making her way down, and in just over 30 minutes, we'll be crossing the line. This is going to be a massive celebration, ladies and gentlemen. They are bringing her home. Please do the same at home. This is crazy. This is the one and only Kasia Dąbrowska.
Incredible finish for the On athlete, and she must be so relieved and so proud of herself. Wojowniczka, the warrior from Poland. Congratulations, well done.
That is going to be a race she will remember forever. Spain's Arroasio claimed a superb second place, while France Salomé Guiron produced a breakthrough performance to complete the podium. Argentina Santos Gabriel Rueda claimed victory after 21 hours and 30 minutes of racing. France Teo Soriano finished second 51 minutes later, while Delby Villa Gongora completed the podium. In the women's race, Katarzyna Dąbrowska pushed her limit to secure another UTMB World Series major victory, this time in the 100-mile distance. Spain's Arroasio claimed a superb second place, while France Salomé Guiron produced a breakthrough performance to complete the podium. Once again, what a spectacular European major it has been. From the breathtaking landscapes of the Valle de Arán Valley to fierce battles on every distance, the European major of the UTMB World Series delivered an exciting weekend of trail running. Astonishing performances, dramatic finishes, and incredible stories all came together for the second major of the UTMB World Series season. For the next UTMB Live, we'll head out to Switzerland for another iconic venue, the Trail Verviers-Saint-Bernard by UTMB, taking place from July 10th to July 12th. See you there.